That's priceless. Does your boss trust you? Does he trust your decisions? Does he trust your scheduling? Does he trust your interaction with does your boss trust you? If he does, then don't be in too big a hurry to run away from that guy or that woman or that organization. If they don't, you need to ask yourself, why don't they trust me? Because the answer to that question bears directly on whether or not you're ready to go out on your own, right? Do the people that you work for encourage you? Are they the type of people that get satisfaction out of preparing folks from their organization to go out on their own? Do they encourage that? If they do, don't be in a hurry to leave them, because it's another example of education that you might be getting paid to receive that on your own is super expensive, maybe. So do they encourage you in the things that you do and in the plans that you make? Or do the people that you work for infuriate you? Is there a constant drumbeat of resentment and feeling unappreciated and misunderstood and picked on? If there is that, have some honest self-assessment and say, why? Why is that? Is my assessment of what I bring to the table so flawed, or is theirs? What is there about this situation that infuriates me? And is my fury pushing me too hard to jump? Two more on this tack, and then we'll talk about timing for what you're going to do. Does the company that you work for explain their priorities to you? Do you know what's important to them? To him, to her, to them? Do you know which things are first and which things are second, and why? And are you able to function inside of that set of priorities? And then the last one, do they pay you all right? Put the brakes on. I didn't ask you if they pay you everything that you want or if they pay you what you think you're worth, but do they pay you well? All right, now setting all of this aside for just a minute, and assuming that you have sufficient self-awareness to get honest and complete answers to these questions, now you have to ask yourself, is this a reasonable time for me to jump? All right, now, self-awareness. And before I jump away from these, if you've jotted these down, and I suggest that you do, find somebody that you can ask each one of these questions about yourself. How do you see me in my job relative to how am I with uncertainty? Have I learned how to hang on to money? These questions. Ask somebody, maybe your boss, about have they been comfortable investing in you? Do they trust you? Do they see you as someone they should encourage to go? Ask someone whose opinion is objective about the answers to these questions before you're sure you understand your own reality. Because none of us understand our own reality. And if we're lucky, we all have someone on the outside looking in who has a better handle on what's really going on for us, maybe, than we do. But the big question is, would this be a time that you could survive a huge paradigm shift? What are your finances like at home? Are your kids, do you have kids? Do you have kids coming? Are you coming off a long dry spell where there just hasn't been enough money and there hasn't been enough security and there hasn't been enough of anything, and you're thinking that self-employment is going to be the way to make more money? Wrong, wrong, wrong. Self-employment is not the way to solve your immediate financial problems. I think we mentioned that last time. Self-employment is the opportunity to step forward from a position of relative stability. If you've got things pretty much under control, and if you really know how to do something, and do something pretty well, and there's a list of people that you could call up and say, hey, I'm out on my own now, so if you run across work like X, Y, or Z, give me a chance. If that's lined up, and if you're ready to deal with some uncertainty, heck, why not? Why not? You better be sure that you're current on your taxes. The people whose lives end up in turmoil are the people who get behind on taxes. Taxes never sleep. And once you're behind on taxes, it is essentially impossible to make enough money for a long enough period of time to heal up what you missed out on and keep up on what you're qualified and have to pay now, currently.